Easier to do business in Pakistan than some of its better publicised competitors. And 99.9% of the time, anybody doing business in Pakistan, whether they're in Karachi or Lahore or Islamabad, goes about their normal business totally unaffected by security concerns. I often make the parallel with what it was like in London when we had the IRA campaign going on. It didn't actually have any significant impact on the doing of business. Pakistan is well aware that it has got a perception problem. It is thirsty for foreign investment, and therefore its government leans over backwards to provide a business-friendly environment for firms who wish to come and trade or to invest. And I can only speak on my own company. Our experience of investing in Pakistan has been an extremely pleasant experience. We have dealt, and which compares so well with our experience in many other better-known Asian economies. There is a real sense of collegial spirit between Pakistani ministers and their British counterparts. We're fortunate that in Britain we have regular visits by Pakistani ministers. I was lucky enough to be a member of a British business delegation that went to Pakistan last year to look at and explore investment opportunities in metals.
As Thomas said, there has been an image problem with Pakistan, and many British businesses are simply afraid out of ignorance of looking at Pakistan as a market. So I'm pleased to see so many people here today who are interested in Pakistan and interested in finding out more about the real opportunities that do exist. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Doug Marney. I'm the International Trade Director for UK Trade and Investment. You probably know UK Trade and Investment, and our job is to promote trade and investment two-way from UK and Pakistan. Here in the West Midlands, we deliver our services via the Chambers of Commerce, Birmingham Chamber of Commerce, and in particular the India-Pakistan Trade Unit here in Birmingham Chamber of Commerce act as our UKTI lead for working with Pakistan. We have a long history actually of working with Pakistan, with Birmingham Chamber. We've probably sent more missions as a region, West Midlands region, out to Pakistan in the last 5 years than any other region in the UK. And indeed, we're looking to a further mission probably next January, February time. And if people are interested in those missions, in picking up after today, Jonathan here will be delighted to hear from you. There are still real opportunities in a number of sectors in Pakistan. I'm sure it will come out today. And given the West Midlands base, I mean, the West Midlands is a multicultural region with a really strong base and strong traditional links to Pakistan, which we must be able to make more of and do more with. So hopefully today you will find out a lot more about the real opportunities in the workshops.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Sir Tom Harris, Chairman, Pakistan British Trade and Development Forum, Investment Forum. Excellency Francis Campbell, Director of UKTI, new Chair Noshina Mubarak, Mr. Jonathan Webber, for hosting us here. Very kind of you. It is always a pleasure for me to be here in Birmingham Chambers. I've had experience in the past when you held a similar conference. Pakistan's and Britain's bilateral trade exceeded 1.3 billion in financial year 2010 and 2011, with an increase in Pakistan exports by 14%, valuing to pounds 807 million and exports of 490 million. The balance of trade is in favor of Pakistan in 2011 by 317 million pounds. During Prime Minister Cameron's visit in 2011, an enhanced strategic dialogue was initiated by him and Prime Minister Yusuf Raza Gilani. Both sides agreed to double trade and investment between the two countries to 2.5 billion in 5 years, that is 2015. This agreement underlines the untapped potential of increasing trade and investment between both countries. I'd like to express here my gratitude or my country's gratitude to Lord Green, who visited Pakistan early this year, and he was a catalyst for organizing this conference. Lord Green was fortunately converted to the potentials of Pakistan's investment. Following Lord Green's visit, our foreign minister paid a visit to UK, and it was decided that a roadmap for trade and investment and also cultural exchange be adopted. It was adopted when Prime Minister Yusuf Raza Gilani came here in May this year, and both the governments adopted this cultural and trade roadmap. Both the Prime Ministers tasked British companies to go over to Pakistan and look into the opportunities it offers for trade and investment. Pakistan Prime Minister Gilani pledged Pakistan government's full support to all those from here who want to invest and improve trade ties between Pakistan and UK. He also appreciated the efforts made by United Kingdom in seeking Pakistan in greater market access in Europe. Indeed, Pakistan appreciates UK's advocacy in European Union for Pakistan. Representative for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy of the European Baroness Catherine Ashton also visited Pakistan. She had very good talks with the Foreign Minister in Pakistan, Hira Rabbani Khan. After the devastating floods in 2010, EU was instrumental in facilitating a duty waiver for Pakistani textiles, which allowed the economy to recover quickly. The average monthly overseas workers' remittances inflow to Pakistan stood at US $11.1 billion this year. Given the current trend, the expectations are that remittances will surpass the target of $12 billion. The upswing in the remittances for some years is mainly driven by formalization and formal flows through activating formal channels through Pakistan Remittance Initiative, that is PRI. The Middle East remained the major driver of these remittances. We announced the budget on June 11 this year. This was the first budget by the democratic government and was adopted by the Parliament. I am happy to share with you that the growth for the next fiscal year has been projected at 4.3%, whereas estimated growth rate for the ongoing year is 3.7%. Recent opening of trade dialogue with India is encouraging for the business community of both countries and also for the larger South Asian region. Pakistan's first ever premium exhibition, Lifestyle Pakistan, was held in New Delhi in April this year. The 4-day exhibition showcased the best of Pakistani products from textiles to machinery and was jointly inaugurated by Indian Commerce Minister and his counterpart, Pakistan's Commerce Minister. Growth is a major agenda of the government, and constitutional changes have been brought about to give the provinces autonomy to make and implement policies which help achieve prosperity.
Operations in Pakistan. Sir Tom has mentioned one of them, Standard Chartered, there for over 150 years. You will see here a lot of our best known brands. And I hope that by highlighting those to you, that it helps to change a very commonly held perception of what Pakistan is and what opportunities are there. You are 3 times more likely to be killed or injured in Mexico than you are in Pakistan. Fact. Yet we don't seem to have great difficulty encouraging people to visit Mexico on holidays, or to go there to do trade and investment, or to take advantage of business opportunities. A year ago, Invest Northern Ireland, which is part of the UKTI family, had never been to Pakistan. They were in India, they were in the Gulf, they were in other countries throughout South Asia, but they'd never been to Pakistan. And they decided to go into Pakistan because they felt that actually here is a country that is now suffering some of the same perception issues that Northern Ireland suffered over the course of the last 40 years. They went in, and what were the results of it? In one encounter alone with one company, they told a delegation of the CBI in Belfast that it was probably their best encounter with any firm in South Asia. What we need in each region is we need a catalyst and we need an anchor that actually sees through the negative perception issues and actually goes out and advocates trade. Debenhams is opening their first flagship store in Pakistan in Karachi in July of this year. Retail is one of the huge opportunities that we are looking at, growth in retail in Pakistan. Debenhams is one of those catalysts. And I didn't see it until I went to Hong Kong about 2 months ago, and I met a number of the retail headquarters, the British retail headquarters that are headquartered in Asia or operating out of Hong Kong. It was very interesting. The moment you mentioned Debenhams entering the market, all of a sudden a perception began to shift. Nestle is there. There are hurdles. Lord Green identified some of those hurdles when he visited in January of this year. But his response to the British business community in Karachi was those hurdles are no different to any other developing world market.
One of the youngest populations in the world. Is that not the case? I believe that there's something like 70% of the population is between the ages of 18 and 25. You're in the youngest city in Europe. Birmingham has the youngest population, and it's a dynamic population, and there is so much transfer of knowledge, transfer of fact of who we are and what we do. We have a vast multicultural community here, and there is obviously the synergy that works. We know that because we take the missions. We have the people. It's not by accident we have 100 and something people in the room today, because we set up a thing called the India-Pakistan Trade Unit. It's a portal. It's nothing more than a portal, but it's a very, very effective one. It was put together, my colleague Rupi, myself, Amardeep, about, 5 years ago, give or take. And it does what it says on the screen. We get about 70 to 100,000 unique users monthly, between 2.3 and 3.75 million hits a month. We've got 4.5, maybe 5,000 businesses by now, I haven't looked. On the database, we get 60, 70 every month, growing, and we've got users from 80 countries.
I had a lively talk, and I'm not sure whether lawyers can be lively, but I'll try my best. I'm sure the side party gives away my enthusiasm. But I thought it'd be worthwhile just giving you a practical case study on how to use these platforms. I mean, you've probably heard of the PBTIF, the Pakistan-Britain Trade Investment Forum. You've heard of, obviously, the Birmingham Chamber. You've heard of IPTU, lots of acronyms. What do they actually do? How can you use them on a practical level? I'm sure all of you are thinking, how do I utilize that platform and engage in some business in Pakistan? Ultimately, I mean, that's what I want to do, and I'm sure you do as well. There's lots of undiscovered, untapped copper and gold deposits and iron ore deposits within that belt. Now, what you're probably thinking is, what's a lawyer from London doing tapping into gold and copper deposits in the middle of Balochistan? Well, lots of our clients are interested in that region because, unlike Africa, which some people say is being drilled like a Swiss cheese, Pakistan's relatively unlocked. And at the same time, I think Pakistan's looking to kickstart its economy, and we're looking at doing that at a macro level. Francis talked about David Cameron and Prime Minister of Pakistan having set this bilateral trade target. The objective is for that to reach 2.5 billion by 2015. That's a big number. Like one of my colleagues said, it's a lot of mangoes to sell between now and 2015. I think we're 2.5 years away.